Aliens and Predator enthusiasts. This is Jason with another AVP Wargamer video. Today, we're going to look at my swarm of aliens. We're going to talk about gaming. We're going to talk about the Aliens versus Predator universe. And we'll talk about how to make some really cool conversions for the battlefield. So if you've been looking at the videos on this channel, you'll know that we're all about the Aliens vs. Predator universe and the games surrounding them, as well as other stuff too. I'd like to do a lot of unboxing videos and pretty much anything I can until I can get some better video equipment. But right now, I'm just using my phone and having fun, and gonna kind of show you my collection. So this is my Aliens army. I got models here from a couple different companies, and I'm gonna kind of show them off and bring them up to camera and get you up to speed on Aliens vs. Predator. So, Aliens vs. Predator, the license was originally held by WizKids, and they had the Aliens vs. Predator Horrorclix. This is a Horrorclick alien that they had for the game. It played just like HeroClix. In fact, these are compatible with HeroClix. You can still get these for pretty cheap on eBay. This guy's made out of like a game plastic. Pretty durable, but also makes really good for expanding your Aliens and Predator army. So what I've done is, as an example of this one, I converted it, and I rebased it, and then I got something like this. So it's simple rebasing. I didn't even really change the paint job. It already looked really cool. I painted up the rock a little bit under its foot, but other than that, pretty much kept it the same. I put a high gloss fingernail polish on the top, kind of give it more of a shiny coat to it. I wanted all my aliens to look kind of bug-like and shiny. But this is a model of an alien from the Aliens vs. Predator The Hunt Begins board game. This is resin, and it's made by Prodos Games, and it is really cool. The detail on it is amazing. The arms and heads and the tail are all separate when you glue it together, so you can choose a variety of poses here. Come on, autofocus. There we go. There we are. So you can see that you can pose them in a variety of different ways, and some of them have different heads with like the mouths jutting out and things like that. And one interesting thing is these really long tails. If you played Aliens Colonial Marines, you'd notice that as these aliens ran around, their tails would whip about. And I thought it was really cool that in the game you could have these super long tails. They are a little fragile. They're not hard resin. They're kind of slightly flexible. So I've dropped these a few times and they did not break on me. A few other ones have. You know, I'm not going to lie. They will break if you drop them really hard. But I thought they were pretty cool, and they're fairly flexible. So they'll forgive you a little bit, but you still have to be really careful with them. So those are called infant aliens, according to the rulebook. And then what I've done is I've taken some of the HorrorClix and made my own little custom base there for my HorrorClix versions. Here's another one. And then now let's move on to the next thing. Next, we have the Alien Warriors. Over here, I got some Alien Warriors. These models, they have the ridged heads, like from James Cameron's Alien movie, the second one. Now, there's a couple of different versions here. This one right here is from the design, I would say, was from the Aliens Colonial Marines game. The one here on the left is more akin to the James Cameron movie version. Now this one is a convention exclusive, so you can't get these unless you go to a convention or find them from somebody, and I was lucky to get some of them. But you can see I kind of like this design better than this one. I think as far as like a game piece, it's a little bit more dynamic. I'll show a couple different versions. Let's see, here's another two. You can see this one's more animal-like, and this is more like guy in a suit. But you can tell me which one's your favorite. These are also, you can do cooler poses with these. These ones are very upright. And it was kind of difficult to get them to do anything really cool with their poses, especially since these have such really neat long tails. I'll show you one more here. All right. Again, convention exclusive on the left, and your regular Alien Warrior release on the right. Still, they're awesome models. I'm going to show you a conversion that I did for my Alien Warriors. I took one of the pillars from the Horrorclix game. I put my Alien Warrior climbing all over it here. And then this right here is a zombicide zombie that was running. And he was like ripping open his shirt. And I thought it'd make a great colonist that's about to have a chest burster pop out of him. And then for all this stuff, all the resin that secreted all over him, that's actually just 2-part plumber's epoxy that I balled up, put on there, and then sculpted really quick before it dried. So that was a fun little conversion. Here's another Alien Warrior. I wanted to give this one a little bit more life to it. I put some predator blood all over its tail and mouth. So this guy just took out a predator and was really hungry. All right, so those are the Alien Warriors. Next we have the Runner Aliens, also the dog, known as the Dog Alien from Alien 3. In this game, they're called Stalkers. And they run around on all fours. Very delicate models, but really cool. Really fun to pose. I'm going to do an unboxing of these next. I need some more for my army. So I got a few more. And I'm going to fill out this squad a little bit more there. Now for a conversion, I wanted to do some flying aliens. So here's the Stalker with some metal Ralpartha demon wings. And there's a variety of them. So they don't all match, but I thought they were cool. They remind me of the Aliens Armageddon arcade game, which is pretty cool. This one I had I glued on his base. This base is actually made out of some back plastic pieces from an old AT-ST model from Star Wars. This right here is a Lego that I glued on there, and then these are just extra bits that I had. Glued it on here, glued the Stalker running all over this thing, and then added wings to it. Give it kind of a unique pose. This piece right here was from some futuristic car model. Add these extra pieces and just glued it on there. Alright, so that being said, let's move up to some of the other creatures. Let's do the Pred Alien. These Pred Aliens, really fun. I've seen some people paint them more of the classic green skin and fleshy colors like from the movie. And they're so awesome. I decided to not go that extravagant and just keep them kind of in the black and gray scheme. I did a little bit of a green wash and a blue wash, but I wanted them to kind of match the rest of my army. So I painted those that way. And then we have the Royal Guard aliens. Now in the new Unleashed rulebook, it has Royal Guards and Praetorians. So sometimes you'll hear people calling these ones Praetorians, because that's what they look like from the one of the video games. The Praetorians look just like this. But in this game, they're called Royal Guards. And I haven't seen the model for the actual Praetorians released yet. So it'll be interesting to see if they actually do something different, or if they're supposed to be the same model just with different stats. Come on, autofocus. Work for me. There we go. So yeah, these are cool models. They're really big. Now I did a really neat conversion. This is Golgotha from Warzone. She is a special character. She reminds me of something you'd get in the StarCraft video game. And what I did is I bought a bunch of these, and I used the back claws and glued them onto one of my Praetorians, and then the skull base, I'm going to use that for an upcoming Predator model. But there we go. There's the Golgotha Praetorian. and I just glued the little arms onto its back. Very simple conversion. Gave it some little mouth spikes, just like she has. So if we ever play Warzone Resurrection with the aliens attacking them, if she gets face huggered, I'm going to replace it with this and say, sorry, buddy, I made a conversion, and it's going to eat the rest of your guys. So that was really fun to do. Speaking of conversions, I decided to do the alien warrior from Mortal Kombat. I thought that would be kind of fun to do like a special character. And all this is just like little plastic things from some craft thing that I had. And they're kind of blade shaped. And I just glued them to the wrists. It's not that great of a job at melding them together, but it gets the point across. I had these resin bases that I got online that I thought were really cool. So there's my little special character. And then I decided to make another one using some Tyrannid Hormigaunt arms. I made myself a little mantis alien here. I probably could have done more with the legs, but it's a little bit different. And then the headpiece, this is, the back of the head was actually from a metal leading edge alien, which I'll show you guys after I show off all these. And then here's the Crusher. This is like the dreadnought of the alien army. These things are good at ramming into things. Now they're supplied without a base, so if you want to put a base on it, you'll have to get your own base. But you can see it doesn't really fit on a base very well. So that's why they never really made bases for them. But you could, if you wanted, get a base for it. But I decided to try it out both ways. I was pretty happy with the result. All right, and now for the crowning jewel of your army, the Queen Aliens. First, we have this this official licensed Queen Alien from Leading Edge Miniatures. This is like pewter or lead, and I bent the metal tail around in a circle like this. If you search for Leading Edge Queen Alien, you're gonna find something with a very straight tail, but I kept catching it on things, so I decided to just bend it back so that it would fit on the base better. The head is pretty cool. I like it. And it's still a pretty good scale for the game. Then we had the Horrorclix Queen. I painted this one red. Eventually I want to do a red alien army. Now I really love the ridges on the AVP version of the Queen. However, this Queen has bendy leg syndrome. She kind of bends forward, and this base is a little warped from the glue that I used. But regardless, it is pretty cool to have. My only critique is the mouth isn't that great, and these little flipper hands aren't that great. But I love the ridged spine on the back. I think that's really cool. And then here's the Prodos Alien Queen. But I did something a little bit different. Since I had so many Queen models already, I wanted to try something different. So I glued on these dragon wings, and I made myself a little flying queen. The idea was that this is a Colonial Marines flagpole, and I'm going to add a flag to it later. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I did finish the painting, so I'm almost done. But I thought that was really cool. It was based off of James Cameron's original design for the Queen was to have it with wings. But due to budget and all that kind of stuff, they decided not to give it wings. And then this right here is the Konami Queen Alien figure, which I think is perfect scale to fit with this game. It is a little bit bigger than the Protos Queen by nearly double, but this queen just seems so small. I mean, yes, it is true scale to what it would be in the movies and with the Marines in real life, but this one's just so much more menacing. I love how big it is. The Konami Queen Alien is still not too hard to get, but it's my favorite. I actually repainted it, but I can't really tell the difference. It actually came with a really good paint job. And then this one, I didn't do any painting to. I'm going to add a base to it later, but this is a Hallmark Christmas ornament, Queen Alien. It's pretty darn awesome for a Hallmark ornament. And again, it's really big. like twice the size of your queen from Prodos Games, but they have rules for a queen mother, the ancient queen, and that sort of thing. So yeah, now I'm gonna grab the original leading edge miniatures. All right, so the next part of this video, we want to talk about the eggs and facehuggers and other aliens. Here's my alien collection. These are the leading edge alien warriors. These were released in the 90s, and they're pretty good for the time. These are like 28 millimeter or less, something like that. So comparing to the Prodos Games ones, you can see they're a lot different in the style. And the one thing I liked about these was the teeth were easier to paint than the newer ones, but the newer ones are so much better. You can see how kind of goofy these look next to these. Again, these are official licensed ones. And here's the Marines. They're really, really small compared to like the Prodos Games Marine. You can see the size difference there. But one cool thing about the different games and stuff out there is that everybody has different takes on the alien eggs. So we're gonna do the first. These are the leading edge alien eggs. These are cast in pewter. Very simple design on those. Here's the official Prodos Games one that are yet to be released to the public. Got the little face hugger on the top there. And these are true to scale, which is pretty cool. And then they have, these are xenopods made by somebody else. I got these at DCP Hobbies in Longview. But yeah, these were made in 2007. They're cast in resin. Again, these are rip-off versions of the alien eggs. They're still pretty cool. They paint up really nicely. They're quite a bit bigger than the official ones. The Prodos Games ones look better. This is Prodos Games. This is Xenopod. But there you go. That's the difference between those. Now this one right here, this is a big egg from a model of a queen alien. And this was an official model that was cast in resin. And obviously it wasn't the same scale. But, you know, if you're doing a campaign, you want like a different size egg, you could go for the bigger ones. But I glued these on separately like that. And this one is another rip-off fake alien egg set. I forget the name of the company, but this was released with a bunch of wall sections that were kind of alien-like with, you know, colonists fused into the walls and things like that. Now, the leading edge game that all these models are from, here's their facehugger. It's so tiny. Now, let's look at facehugger, shall we? So there's the leading edge one, which is obviously way too small. Way too small. And then there's the Prodos Games facehugger, which is a little bit bigger. And then Prodos Games released the facehugger tokens, which are huge! Huge tokens. Look at that. That's crazy. However, when you're playing a game, do you really want to have your facehugger run across the board using something that's that small? Probably not. You'll lose it on the battlefield. These are a lot easier to play the game with. They're the size of a pog, and they scurry about. And it's because they're oversized, they're much easier to read on the battlefield, but they're still, you know, fairly flat. But it's pretty cool. So you have these little eggs and then have these big old facehuggers running around. So the scale's going to be off, but it's a game. It's meant to be played like a game. Now these eggs right here, if you're wondering what they are, these are from the official Horrorclix Queen Alien set. These were glued onto the base. I ripped them off there. And these ones I have not painted. But you could put them on a base, do whatever you want with them. You know, just having extra eggs. Maybe with the Alien Covenant movie coming out, you could do a silly campaign where you have, like, these could be like neomorph eggs or something. And then you have the regular alien eggs. And then have people fighting over that. And for my last thing I'm going to show you guys, these are the objective tokens for the Marines, which are your little half androids ripped in half. I painted mine different colors so you can kind of set them on the battlefield in different ways. But yeah, good old bishop ripped in half. But yeah, synthetic advisor tokens as objective markers. So that concludes my video on my aliens army. And if you're going to have an aliens army, make sure you get a nice thing to hold them all in. These are all my leading edge facehuggers, a bunch of alien eggs from various companies, markers for predators, some barrels from another company. Anyways, have fun, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.